Hello everybody and welcome, this is Common Cam. With the Transformers Rise of the Beast movie releasing soon, there's no better time than any to rank every Scourge design from worst to best. Now Scourge has had over 4 major iterations and all designs have been very different from each other, so this should be an interesting one. Now these ranking videos take a long time to make, and like every editor, they need a comfortable chair, but this one is kicking the bucket. I like it. This video is in collaboration with Nitro Concepts. Now Nitro Concepts is a German, well-established brand of desks and gaming chairs. Now this is an official collaboration with Hasbro, these ain't some phony knockoffs. Just a disclaimer, I was given this chair to review, so I got this for free. Now for long-time subscribers of my channel, you may have noticed I don't actually do endorsements or sponsors. This is the first time I've done something like this. And, well, my philosophy is if I don't like it, I'm not going to sell you guys on something that I don't think you're going to enjoy. I've been doing YouTube for like over 11 years now, and I feel like I've always maintained some sort of authenticity. Like, I like to be as authentic as possible. I don't want to give you no bullshit. Like, my opinion is my opinion. And, well, I've been needing a new chair, and with it being a Transformers theme, this was a great opportunity to do something creative with it. And I actually think you guys would really like this chair as well. The quality is so well detailed. I didn't even realize some of the mechanics on this chair, like you can adjust it a lot. Like you can rotate the sides for better posing. And that's exactly what I want to do with the chair. Like I can pose looking really badass, but then next minute I can pose like I'm coming up with some sort of like, you know, evil scheme in the hope to destroy my enemies. But then I can also take a break from scheming because I'm so exhausted. I've just got to make sure that I don't spin on my chair so much because, well, that shit is dizzy. The X10000 Gaming Chair Transformers Edition comes in all sorts of different themes. You've got an Optimus Prime theme, you've got an Autobot theme, and a Decepticon theme. I was originally going to be getting the Optimus Prime design, but I found that too colourful for my emo lifestyle. Because I'm just sad and depressed working on Transformers videos the whole time. But I love it. And Nitro Concepts have given me the opportunity to set up a competition, which is something I've never done on this channel, and well, it gives me the opportunity to interact with you guys more. So, you have to live in UK and Europe. I'm sorry to the rest of the world. Hopefully that gets sorted out in the future. Unfortunately, this Transformers themed chair is only shipped in UK and Europe. Now for a chance to win one of these chairs, the rules are very simple. You have to be a subscriber of the channel, tell me your favourite Scourge design, and which version of the chair do you like? Do you prefer the Optimus Prime edition, the Autobot edition, or the Decepticon edition? To all those that enter, I'll simply put your names in a random generator and I'll announce the winner in the next ranking video on May 6th. The chairs have just recently been released, so if you don't end up winning, or you want one right now, you can check the link in the description below. That'll send you straight to the website so you can buy one. And I'm really impressed with this chair. It takes a lot to impress me. I mean, the chair's that good where Gary sleeps on it before we go to bed at night. That's how you know it's good. But that doesn't stop him from violating it. With my old chair, I'd always put pillows beneath and at the back just to feel extra comfort. But with this chair, I don't need to do that anymore. And it's a blessing. I've always wanted to find new ways to interact with you guys, and this is going to be really fun. Well, it's going to be fun for that one person who ends up winning the chair. Okay, maybe this wasn't such a good idea. Thank you to everyone who's going to participate. I would say good luck, but I don't believe in luck, so count your blessings. Hope you win. You've got a chance. It's going to be a random generated, so there's a chance. There's a chance. Now, without further ado, let's dive straight into Scourge's tier names. The highest tier, we've got And now for the second highest tier.
Strength is what leads the masses, commands their respect. My strength united an entire world. Now it seems it's not enough? Impossible! Strength will save my own world. Strength is enough. It must be. It's all I have.
Next up, we've got the neutral tier.
Spread out and clean the forest.
Yes, sir.
This is fun. I'm not gonna miss one leaf. Yeah, I could do this all day long. I just love being outdoors.
Especially in this beautiful forest. When we're through, this place will be as clean as a whistle.
Yeah, absolutely. We're happy to help out.
And now for the second lowest tier.
Have I got the wrong idea? Or are these guys a bunch of wimps? Yes, they appear to be wimps.
And now finally, we have the lowest tier.
Scourge, drop your weapon!
There is no reasoning with him! Destroy him! He's lost his mind!
Galvatron! It's not me! I mean, I'm not myself!
First up, of course, we have the original Generation 1 Scourge. And oh my god, he looks crippled. Now when it came to the Transformers movie, characters were designed first, then made into toys. Created by artist Floro Deary, it was later modified by Toei for the film, so we could see a little bit of differences new in there compared to the toy and the actual film version. It's like the redesign gave him a bit more weight compared to his original concept art, but they also got rid of that disgusting yellow cock piece which does not look good on the toy, nor does it look good on the comic version as well. Easily, I think the film version is the superior, the ultimate kind. I'll sentence the original concept art and comic version to clean the forest. And just for fun, we might as well include the time he mutated with the Matrix, believing he was the ultimate kind. Like, oh my god, this is not ultimate. He makes me want to throw up. And rightfully so, he belongs in He's Lost His Mind. Next up, we have the Titanium Scourge, and he looks like a wimp. I actually do like his spacecraft mode, it actually looks pretty cool. But the robot mode, it's really weirdly proportioned. His head is way too big as well, especially the thing on the top. Ugh, no, sorry dude, you're a bit of a wimp. Next up we have the Generations toy Scourge, but I much prefer the colours of a United toy. Now I really like his jet mode, it's loosely based on the Boeing X-48, and this aircraft looks absolutely badass. I love how he's actually got an Earth mode instead of like something Unicron gave him. This is the ultimate kind of Scourge. Not so ultimate, however, is the Titans Return Scourge. Why do these figures look the same even though they're not the same? Like there's something about him that's so boxed in his design. Like he just looks so weirdly proportioned. The head, I just don't like the head. It just seems so plain and boring all of a sudden. I kind of like the vehicle mode, but the vehicle mode as well, it kind of looks like Blur a little bit actually, more than a Scourge design. It just, overall I don't like it. It's just so blocky looking and I don't think it suits at all. He can clean the forest. Next up we have Timeline Scourge. Now this is a redeco of the Cybertron Sideways, but I like the colours of it for Scourge. It actually works really well. We have a comic version as well to accompany this, but this definitely suits Scourge way more than Sideways actually. I think it's not bad of a design. It's definitely something unique and different, but then again it is just a retool, but not a bad retool at that. I think strength is what leads the masses for him. And we also have the Shattered Glass version of this as well, and nah, I'm not really feeling those colours on him. He can go clean the forest. Now let's spice it up. We have the Earth Wars Scourge, and this looks really cool. I've been complimenting the Earth Wars designs a lot lately, and this one definitely deserves it. I just think this is really cool looking, very badass looking. I like the lining details all over his body, and the colors are mixed so well together as well. Like this must have been so cool to play actually in the game. The only thing I kind of don't like is the vehicle mode. The vehicle mode is so boring. It looks like a hoverboard instead of an actual aircraft. Like the jet mode completely closes off all that amazing detail, and it's like it just becomes a shell. But the robot mode is its strength, so I'll put it there. We'll briefly talk about the Dreamwave Armada Continuity Scourge. This is where worlds collide. I like the red on his wings, but everything else is pretty bland and kind of boring. Yeah, it's just pretty bland really. Not so bland, however, is the Hearts of Steel Scourge. I really like the Hearts of Steel designs, as you know if you've been watching my tier lists, and this one is damn good. I really like his aircraft mode as a Zeppelin, and I think it's really appropriate for Scourge. But the Gatling gun being a part of the headpiece is just so cool. I love Gothic Scourge. He is the ultimate kind. Not so ultimate is the Creo. This dude's basically just Mirage. Yeah, he's lost his mind. Actually no, he's a wimp. Okay, now let's move on to a different version of Scourge. And we have the Beast Wars Scourge. And You know what, actually the name is somewhat appropriate for this design, I think. You know, it actually fits the name SCOURGE somewhat, but the toy actually looks pretty cool. I like it. It looks a lot better toy-wise compared to the actual art version. I think darkening the purple works a lot better for this guy. I'd feel bad sending him to clean the forest because I think he'd kill everything in the forest, so I think strength leads the masses here. He definitely looks more sophisticated than, let's say, Waspinator. Now let's talk about one of the more famous Scourges that would inspire the latest Transformers Rise of the Beast movie. We have the Robots in Disguise 2001 Scourge, originally based on the 1995 Laser Optimus Prime. This is where I'm a bit conflicted because it's a retool. And Scourge, does the name really fit? Well, if you watch the show, it doesn't really matter. I don't really see it as Nemesis Prime either, even though it looks exactly like Nemesis Prime and it should be labelled Nemesis Prime. It somewhat works if you've watched the show of Robots in Disguise 2001, a very good show, I'd recommend you watch it, and the character of Scourge is actually really good in it as well, which is why he's so beloved and is influencing a 2023 Transformers live action movie. Now that's pretty impressive, you know. I really feel that this design works if you know the character from the show, but overall the design, without knowing anything about the character, looks really cool, really badass, and if you had to label it as like a Nemesis Prime, it's definitely the more superior looking, despite the fact that it's just a retool, like a redeco of an original Optimus Prime. To say that they managed to transform this and kind of make you forget about that retool is pretty impressive, because the detailing on this is just so cool. I like all the shades of black with the blue. And well, if you've watched the Robots in Disguise cartoon, he's definitely the ultimate kind. Well, I guess you'd say it's the ultimate repaint. And for good measure, I'll throw in the Timeline Scourge, a redeco of course of a Reveal the Shield Deluxe Class Optimus Prime. I won't include all of these designs because, well, they're pretty much just redecos of Optimus Prime and this could go on all day. But I will say this design is definitely him at his strength. Where he's not at his strength, however, is the Robots in Disguise card art. The artist is unknown, and I don't know why he's suddenly looking like this. He's very blocky, and he's just a brick. He's just a massive brick, and he's got some weird rockets on the back of him. Yeah, now this guy can clean the forest. Now, bizarrely enough, we do have a Transformers Energon Scourge. This is a Grand Scourge, and he's just a redeco of Optimus Prime from that series. And yeah, this is... oh no, this is where it's becoming redecos. I like the colours somewhat on this, but overall, it's not really anything new, anything really cool. It's just bleaker colours of a toy that I didn't really care about when I was a kid anyway. He's a wimp. Okay, now let's move on to another interesting Scourge. We have Cybertron Scourge. He was one of the main characters in the Cybertron series, where he would always be conflicted on whether he was a good guy or a bad guy, and that was based on his relationships with the human characters. And I gotta say, I really like the paint on this. I think for a Dragon mode this works pretty well, though I do feel like his colours are a bit too loud, but I'm really digging how sharp he is. Like, he's so scaly. I think it works for the heat of this character, for what he was like in the show. So I'll put him in his own quote, "Strength is what leads the masses." Now, unfortunately, this Scourge would get a bot shots iteration, for reasons unfortunate. He's a wimp. He definitely belongs in there. I will compliment one of his IDW designs. I think it looks really cool here. This shot with him with Galvatron and Cyclonus is so badass looking. This is definitely a superior version of a Generation 1 Scourge. The way how he's drawn, the artwork here is so impressive. He belongs in the ultimate kind. Okay, now let's talk about the fourth significant Scourge, that being from the upcoming Transformers Rise of the Beast movie. This is the main antagonist for the film. He is a Terracon, sent to cause havoc to the past, present and future. Now overall, I love this design. I think it's so badass and cool. The toy is really impressive, and that vehicle mode, that truck mode is so badass. You can tell he is definitely a threat for this film. The claw and just all the weaponry and the smokestacks, he looks so cool. Like the head as well with the Terracon insignia. And design wise, he actually borrows a lot from the previous Scourges, like Cybertron Scourge with his weapons, and then you've got Generation 1 with the beard there on the face, and then obviously of course Robots in Disguise 2001 Scourge, heavy inspiration in that vehicle mode, that truck. The only thing I would criticize this design for is just really the colours. Like, the paint could have been better on that toy. They should have added more colour to it, because the toy, while looking really impressive, does look kind of boring at the same time. So I can't wait for customizers to do their work on that. And I hope he actually does look a lot better in the film, because the promo CG render looks a lot more vibrant. But at the same time, what is with the stereotype of villains just having to be all boring and dull colours? The colours could have been just so much better. I suppose the best way to explain what I'm talking about is to showcase fan art by Corrido 10, their version of Scourge, where they redesigned the Rise of the Beast Scourge just a little bit, and this is what I'm talking about. This looks so badass looking. Way more colour, way more of a personality on this design. If they just made it similar to Robots in Disguise Scourge by paying tribute more to that, I think these colours give Scourge way more of a personality. Granted, some people could say, well, they're not going to use those colours because they might use them for a future version of Nemesis Prime. It's like, well, we already did Nemesis Prime in the last night and it didn't really work, and I don't really want a Nemesis Prime in these movies, so I wouldn't have minded if those colours went to this Scourge instead. It still maintains that dark, badass villain feel, while at the same time adding in that extra colour, because the turquoise colour, you know, that greenish blue, does have that villain vibe to it, but it's just a brighter colour and it makes it pop more. And this is impressive. I don't know how anyone would not want to have this for the film. I'm just sick of the typical dull colours like, oh, he's a bad guy so he must be dull and grey. And that's what you mostly see for these Transformers movies. Like, did you know that bad guys do have colour on them as well? And well, here's hoping that Scourge doesn't die in the film and he actually becomes a significant character in this brand new trilogy. Now this might be a controversial decision, but I'm going to go with my gut here. I'm going to put the Rise of the Beast Scourge in the strength is what leads the masses, but the fan artwork done by Corrido 10 is just super impressive where it belongs, in the ultimate kind. And there we have it guys, every Scourge design ranked from worst to best. As connected to the Transformers chair competition, let me know your personal favourite Scourge design in the comment section below. So yeah, I hope to do more competition stuff like this in the future. This should be interesting, I hope this all goes well. I wouldn't have done this unless if I actually really liked the product. So to keep all updated on that for next week's ranking, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and click on that notification bell to get all updates instantly. This has been Common and Cam, and until the next video, goodbye.